Two chocolate-munching adventurers in the snow seem to have stepped into a fantasy world as they discover a mysterious log cabin deep in the forest. Subtitle: surprisingly, it's a rural sauna. Jae-hong enters. Shang-min nervously cautions it may not be home, yet in this time space chaos. Adventure and excitement are the best spices. The owner seems recently gone, and Jae-hong pours water on stones, sparking a thrilling battle. Steam rises like a party unfolding in the room, and Shang-min feels drowsy while Jae-hong gently drapes a blanket over her as if preparing her for a sleep. In this confined space, human morals seem to be compromised, and Jae-hong simply wishes to embrace this wonderful moment. Unexpectedly, Shang-min begins to stare out of the window and shake her head. With her back turned to Jae-hong, Jae-hong places her left hand on Shang-min's shoulder, creating a back friendship. Resting her head on Shang-min's back as if to comfort her, but since she doesn't fully understand her yet, she can only transmit warmth through her body. This sweet moment brings them peace on the edge of danger, yet it also complicates their feelings. Honestly, she finds it lovely, like a Finnish winter, quiet, clean, with snowflakes. As they part, Jae-hong tries to note Shang-min's contact, but finds she doesn't know her name. The quaint cabin in the snowy expanse is like a ray of sunshine in a bitter life, but she isn't hoping for a sequel. She doesn't really want to start a romance, even if love often begins in the flesh, yet deep down, Jae-hong's heart is already stormy. Back home, Shang-min dials a number, and a man's warm voice greets her on the line, the bland conversation leaving her feeling. Next day, Shang-min picks up her child and spots a woman driving Jae-hong's car, stirring confusion within. She wants to say so much, but in the end, she just smiles quietly, feeling at ease on the way home. They both return to their own lives, blissfully unbothered by each other, which works out just fine, yet it's always the men who get. 6 months later in Seoul, Jae-hong accidentally arranges a chance meeting as Shang-min's styles models. A lean figure passes behind her, and Shang-min freezes for a split second before catching a glimpse in the mirror. Jae-hong takes a step forward to say hello, but recalling Shang-min's chilly demeanor, she hesitates and ultimately chooses to respect their personal space. The subtitles evoke memories of her loneliness and troubles in Finland, prompting her to call out to Shang-min as she suddenly recalls Shang-min's poor appetite. Advising her to cut back on coffee just before leaving, Shang-min asks if this isn't just a coincidence, and after Jae-hong departs, Shang-min receives a message stating, "It felt nice to meet, but deep down, she feels trapped and unable to escape her current situation." When they meet again, they are both carrying heavy burdens. Jae-hong entertains friends at home, while Shang-min's body reacts unusually quick. Surrounded by relatives, Shang-min inadvertently sees her husband chatting with Jae-hong and instantly realizes the situation isn't good. She hangs up on her mother immediately, and at the subsequent dinner, things spiral out of control as she stumbles onto the terrace, refusing to come down. Her daughter watches her drunken antics, but Shang-min acts nonchalantly, picking her daughter up and insisting the guests keep partying. Meanwhile, Shang-min feels bad. Her son's school trouble prompts a teacher's complaint, and she hopes her husband spends more time with him. Subtitle: but her husband proposes to transfer the child to a special education school. Holding his recently untied tie in her hand, she feels a mix of firm determination and helplessness. However, she's blind to the loneliness and helplessness Jae-hong faced in Finland, which exacerbates her own inner turmoil. On a winter day in Seoul, she strides in trendy skirt and heels past her studio's long street. The young girls see her as a role model, while her partner views her as an ambitious go-getter. Yet she softly tells herself, "You are not what they think." The next afternoon, Jae-hong eagerly visits Shang-min's office, inviting her to lunch and tempting her with delicious food. She specially prepares Shang-min's favorite spicy soup, and after their meal, they head up to the rooftop together. Mysteriously, Jae-hong tugs at Shang-min's coat, pretending to hold hands. Shang-min gets the hint, holding onto her empty hand as if they're connected by heart. But then, colleagues rush in, ending the brief romance. Even hand-holding is interrupted, let alone their love dreams. After parting, they begin their own longing, as many young people think love and the heart are always closely linked. Young at heart think the heart is tied to desire, but after 30, the heart seems to only accompany loneliness. On this day, Jae-hong sees her daughter staring in horror at the bathroom, and upon closer inspection, she finds her wife passed out on the foam at the mouth, the floor scattered with pills. Jae-hong rushes over to check. Subtitles: but suddenly she recalls something and abruptly turns her head, coming face to face with her daughter's terrified eyes. In the hospital, her mother-in-law comforts Jae-hong, saying, "Once your wife is released, you should take her back home for a while." That night, Jae-hong sits long on a hospital chair, her thin figure looking lonely. Next day, Shang prepares for a trip to Busan. Just before departure, she spots Jae-hong's car, who is quietly waiting at the hospital entrance. Shang knocks on the window, and Jae-hong pops her head out like a stray animal. Upon learning Shang is heading to Busan, she wants to send her off. Even though her face shows fatigue, her eyes gleam with hope. "We'll go to the station," says this middle-aged man, with time etching his face, but he still feels like a lost teenager. On the train, Shang thinks of Jae-hong, wanting to give her a call and check in. But no one answers the call, and just then, a figure sits down beside her. Subtitles: Jae-hong once again appears in front of Shang with a childlike manner, and when Shang peels an egg for her, she directly bites into it with a playful look, causing everyone to burst into laughter. They gaze tenderly at each other in that moment, both feeling the hidden currents in their lives, yet reluctant to reveal